Hey guys, this is just a wee quick video as a follow-up to the video I made a wee while ago regarding the small hand dredge for crevicing and things like that. I made that video a while ago and I've not really been looking at the videos or the comments since to try and follow up or help people out as to how it was actually made, so I do apologise. But people have been asking about how the internal structure of this functions, and you know, they're a little bit confused, they can't get it to work. They've made it, you can almost get it to work, things like that. So I'm just going to break this down, explain the parts, and then put it back together and then re-explain the parts. So UK, obviously, brands might be different in the US if you're watching it from any other country really. So it's just a few simple pieces. It really is just simple pieces. We have 43mm pipe on this end here, and we have I think that's oh, hang on, am I right here? Hang on, let me just get that. So it's a 40mm T. It's a 40mm T here, and this is a 40mm pipe here. This is a reducer that I think it steps you down to 30, 32 or something like that. I can't remember the sizes, to be honest with you. That's a really bad point actually, but I'm sure you guys will figure it out. But let's just show you how this works, and then you know, you can figure out your sizes anyway. So, and this is important, the way that this angle is flowing, because obviously you want your water to be flowing and the pressure to be going out the back here. Water soaking for this direction, pushing that direction, so the T-joint's going that way. Obviously a straight T would work as well, because essentially this cavity is being filled with water, and then the water, the only escape for the water as it's being pumped in here, the only escape for the water is through the little jets that you have cut in here to give you the pressure of the infinity jet pushing that way, which in turn pulls water in this direction here and creates the suction. So quite simply, this is the valve that I use to connect the actual pump to. So if you look inside here, you can see this very small gap just inside there. I mean, it's almost no gap at all. So you know, you don't really want that gap to be huge at all. You want it to have high pressure but enough volume to at least create the pressure to create the flow out the back here. So you know, very tight there. So on this end here, this is just a straight. This is the the intake, obviously, and I'll take these parts off first. And I'm just trying to take it out here. Okay, so this is a normal. This is just a T section here, but what I've got here is just a reducer. It literally is just a push fit sort of reducer. Put it on quite tight. So it's just a reducer. That's all it is simply. It's just a simple reducer that goes on there, and then it slots into the end. Slots into the end like that to simply reduce it down in size. So I'm pretty sure this is a 32mm. I think it was 32. It's rubbed off there. I can't remember. Pretty bad. Do I have a measuring tape? No, don't have a measuring tape to hand. So anyway, that's that part there. And then obviously this bit here is just simply the normal pipe. And the normal pipe just butts in where you would expect it to butt in. And it just stops right at the collar there. So there's no difference there. So let's just put that pipe on there. So that pipe just sits on there just like a normal pipe, as though you're doing normal plumbing. The magic part comes with this. And this is what the ends look like here when you cut them out. You want them to be even spaces. I must have winged it first time and got it right first time. I just simply tried to make even notches. I mean, that's about, I don't know, that's very thick. I don't know what size that is. Maybe should have had a tape measure here. This is bad planning. It's maybe about half a centimetre. I mean, that one's they're not even. If I was to do it again, I'd probably make it more even. I just sort of winged it. Now to get the curve like that, I simply warmed up the end, and then pushed it onto a wine bottle. So the wine bottle lid went in there. I do have one prop. Hang on. It's not a wine bottle, but you get the point. So I heated up the end there to make it supple, and then I simply pushed it over a wine bottle. Obviously a wine bottle would go down here, at which point, you know, these edges would start aggressively turning out. So, you know, heat it up, push it on a wine bottle, and there you go. And then cool it down, and then you've got your curves on the end. Now the beauty of doing it like that is, the bend in the curve will be even. The bend in the curve will be even, which, when you put it in the end of your pipe, essentially sits, don't know if you can see that with the camera angle actually, it'll essentially sit like, well, let me just take this out here, and I'll push it right up on the inside. So it sits like that on the inside. So that's exactly how it sits there, if you can see that. Where's the camera? There we go. So it sits like that. So the only escape really for the water that's sitting behind that pipe, the only escape for the water that sits behind the pipe here, as it's being pushed in via here, is through these jets here. And that focuses about here in the centre. So when that's going full pelt, all these jets that are around the edge here, they'll meet like a cone right in the centre, and that's what pushes the water out there. And that's what pushes the water and creates the actual infinity jet. Now, to get this part correct, so let's just reassemble this. Where are we going? Here. So let's just reassemble this quickly, if I can. Jesus, oh, hang on. It's on this side here. I haven't used this for a while, by the way. This is a bad video. So that's going to push just in the end back down as it normally would. Give it a tighten down. So when you reconnect up this end as well, let's reconnect this end here, but I'll show you how it looks like. When this goes inside here, when this goes in, obviously it's going inside. It's going to go inside here, and then you're actually going to push it to almost inside this pipe as well. So the end of this, so this end wants to sit around there, and I've found playing with this here over that little distance there makes a difference in pressure, ever so slightly. So depending on your hole sizes and whatever you use, play about with just the fine tuning of that. You know, you want to play about with the fine tuning of that so that you can get the right amount of suction, and you'll feel it sucking differently as you move it back and forward anyway. A note about the distance behind here. The distance behind here does actually matter, because you know the length of the pipe. I mean, you can't put this to like a 6-foot hose and then pump it back to a sluice or anything like that. I mean, bearing in mind you're using a very small pump here. It's only like a 500 gallon per hour or like an 1100 gallon per hour pump you're using, and it's only electric. It doesn't have the pushing power or the head pressure, you know, like some of these videos that you're watching with petrol dredges. I mean, you're just not going to get that with this at all. So you're not going to have enough pressure to come out the hose to be pushing the 6-foot hose and all the material and all the gravel as well. Realistically, this is only really going to be used with some kind of bucket on the end of this. You know, and potentially maybe a very small section of hose off the end of this, so that you can then you know, get into crevices. I mean, this is only a crevice sucker. It's not anything. It's not going to move a serious amount of material. Well, it can move a good amount of material, but bearing in mind its purpose, it's not designed to be moving a massive amount to be moving a massive amount of material. You know, it's not designed to be moving a massive amount of material, guys. So bear that in mind. So there we go. So I've got, where is it? So I've got that sitting about there now, inside that valve. So obviously, you know, the reducer goes on the end, and what the reducer does, and the flanges. So the flanges that are cut, the good thing about these flanges like this is you can't really bend them out too aggressively, because when you put them inside like that, because of the turn on them, it actually makes it sit in the centre anyway. Focus isn't quite right, you know. So that pipe is actually sitting quite well right in the centre of that. And what I mean by that is the gap that's around the pipe, around the edge like this, all the way around is equal. You know, so by having the flanges push out like that and having them balanced there, and having this on the end of it, you know, and by having this on the proper end, which you're going to be connecting it to, you know, it all keeps it flush, so it keeps it straight inside the pipe, so you're not fighting with any angles, you know, you're not fighting with anything, so it's all good. All works pretty well. That goes on there, that goes on there, and obviously we're pushing there. So you just need to fight with, you know, exactly where you want that to go in its pipe. Set it there, and then you could tighten down on there. And like I say, now because that's squared there, we know the collar that's inside there, you know, the flanges that are sticking out, that's keeping it centered against that pipe. So that pipe that's going along here is dead straight. It's straight with this pipe, and it's straight there because that's going through the dead center there, which gives you a perfect even space at the top there and space at the bottom. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's absolutely dead center in the pipe, and that's another thing. You want to make sure that the water's flowing around this pipe here evenly, so you get the same amount of pressure going out all the hoses. And like I said in the previous video, which I'm going to link it to in here, I turned it round like that when the pump here was in the water, and you saw the infinity jets. You saw the infinity jets meeting in the centre there. As long as they meet in the centre, you know you're good, and it's going to be pushing in the right direction. So there we go. So that's it broke down. That's it explained to some people. Sorry it took so long. I got busy with it, and I got some good amount of gold, guys, because, you know, that's the other trick. You know, you want to be cleaning the crevices. That definitely, you know, if you go to the hassle of moving, you know, a good 3 feet of loose material, you get down to the compacted stuff. You clean the compacted stuff. If you've got little cracks in the crevices and everything like that, that's what you want to be getting the gold from, guys. You know, you've done all the hard work to get down to the bedrock. Don't just leave the bedrock lying there. Get in there with a crevice tool like this. Anything that you can use to break open that and then clean out decent amount of material with, you're onto a winner. Alright? Comments, if anybody got any questions, ask me again, and I'll probably respond to you in another 2 years. Cheers guys, bye.